All right. So thank you so again, all I know I said thank you so many times, but thank you all for being here today for the introduction to library services and resources that we have available. I'll speak roughly for about 20 minutes and then we will leave time about 10 minutes if you have any questions. But feel free during this session if there's something pressing or something that you want me to answer right away, please feel free to type it in the chat or unmute yourself. Unmuting yourself will be a little bit better just for the sake of this recording. um, and then we will just get squared away in regards to that, in regards to the recording of the session and all of that jazz. Okay, so what I have on the screen for you right here, it is the library's website. Anything in regards to any of the library services, please refer to this website, and the website is monroeuniversity.libguides.com. And I'm going to put that link in the chat for you just so you all have it. Okay. Monroe there's a way that, well, Blackboard Collaborate has a way that you can't see the link. So I'm going to put that link in the chat. And just once again, let me introduce myself. My name is Shantae Hope, and I am the Director of Library Services here at Monroe University. Please excuse our appearance of the library's webpage. We are in the process of switching all of our information from Monroe College to Monroe University. So some things may say Monroe College and Monroe University. We're all here from Monroe University. So please excuse all of that information. So first, I'm going to start out with the services portion of library resources that we provide. So one of the main things that we do provide is the virtual reference desk. And the reason why I'm starting now with the virtual reference desk is that because you all are online students. So if you cannot make it to the campus libraries, which I'll mention in a second, you can use the virtual reference desk. So the virtual reference desk is basically how we're speaking right now on Blackboard Collaborate, but you will talk in real time to a library staff member, and it's just a way of us extending our real-time services to you and when you need to fulfill your research needs. What is research needs? If you need to find a peer-reviewed or a scholarly article, if you need to find any type of articles, if you need to search for a publication, if you need help with your APA format, all right, if you need help with your in-text citations, we provide all of those instant real-time services since you cannot meet with us in the full library. All right, and that is the virtual reference desk. All right, so the virtual reference desk, all you will have to do is just click here for live help during virtual hours. You can just click on right on that link and it'll bring you straight to where it's going to say virtual library. And you will just click on that and somebody will be with you. The virtual library does have restricted hours, operating hours. So for the virtual reference desk, we are open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then we reopen from 5 to 7 p.m. And then on Fridays, we are open from 10 to 1. So we are unfortunately not open on Saturdays and Sundays, but we do also answer emails on the weekends. So we may not respond to you right away on like Friday night or Saturday morning, but we will respond to you depending on what time within roughly 8 to 24 hours if you have any questions. Okay, so that is the virtual library reference desk. I also must mention with the virtual library reference desk that not every time you will speak with a librarian. We do have peer mentors and peer tutors that help us. They are all in the master's program and they do assist us with the virtual reference desk. They are all trained to help you with APA and finding your research. But if you need a little bit more in depth, trying to like narrow down your topic or find a specific article, you can just say, I would like to speak with a librarian if possible, or ask if the person is a librarian. Usually, they will introduce you when they come onto the virtual reference desk and introduce themselves, excuse me, and who they are. But they will just tell you a little, they'll just answer your question if needed. All right. If you are able to make it to any of the campus libraries, we do have a library in the New Rochelle campus, and we do have a library on the Bronx campus, the Dr. Donald E. Simon Memorial Library. And just quickly, the libraries of the hours of the library is 8:30 a.m. for New Rochelle to 6 p.m. Fridays 9 to 2, and then they're open on from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays. And then for the Bronx campus, we're open from 8:30 to 5 and 9 to 2 on Fridays, but we are closed on the weekends. Okay, so that's pretty much the virtual reference desk. For you all, I would encourage you all to use the virtual reference desk if you ever need any type of quick assistance, or if you're having any issues with locating the databases or trying to find the databases, you can also reach out to us for the virtual reference desk as well. Okay. If that is not enough for you and you want to speak directly to a librarian, especially if you have an assignment coming up and you're not sure where to go and you just need help with the databases or trying to find an article or just narrowing down your topic, we can help you with that. We also provide which are one-on-one research appointments. Okay. So our research appointments begin this coming Monday. That's right in the time right before midterms. And what that is that you can just make an appointment with any of the three librarians that are here at Monroe University. This includes myself, and we also have Thomas Gordon, who is mainly located on the New Rochelle campus, and then we have Evan Frankel, who is located on the Bronx campus. Now, even though they're stationed on those two different campuses, we all work virtually. So you can make an appointment with any one of us when you need any type of assistance. And how do you make an appointment with us? You could just click on the right-hand side here next to adjacent to the virtual reference desk and click on where it says sign up below to schedule an appointment. Click here. All right. And it's going to bring you to an Outlook booking site that we have. And then when you scroll down, you can pick anyone depending on the time, but if you do have a preference, you can click on any one of the librarians here. So I'm just going to say a disclaimer. My bookings tend to fill up relatively quickly because you may be a little bit more comfortable to speak with me since I'm giving you this presentation, which is totally fine. But I must say my appointments do fill up because there's other things that I may have to tend to. So I may transfer your appointment to any one of the other librarians, which can definitely help you. If that doesn't happen, then I'm all yours. One thing I also want to say with the appointments, we want to make sure that you are going to show up for your appointment, meaning that you may make an appointment and then may not show up, or you just may have it there just as a buffer. We all want you to make sure that you confirm. So we'll send you a confirmation saying, hey, we got your appointment for Monday the 17th at 2 p.m. Please confirm that you will be there. If we do not hear a response from you, unfortunately, on the day of the appointment, unfortunately, we will cancel your appointment because we want to free up other appointments for other students that may be available. So please, if you do make an appointment with us, please make sure that you confirm your appointment. Okay. So with that, like I said, you can click on anyone or you can pick me or any of the other librarians that are available. Okay. So let's go back to the library's webpage. Another thing that I do want to point out is that we do have tabs here that can help you. One of the main tabs that students like to go to is the APA style format. So you can come here and we have, like I said, excuse how our website looks right now, but we do have APA specifically laid out for you here. So you can use this tab if you're doing the title page, the abstract, you're doing your section headings, your in-text citations. So please take advantage of using these tabs that we have available to you as well. Okay. Another thing that I would like to show you is if we come straight up here to where it says research guides. Okay, the research guides are what we also can call either pathfinders or library guides. We have created different guides for different subjects here at Monroe University, and we have created a guide for you all. So we scroll down to where it says Nursing and Allied Health Information Resources. You can click on this guide and it has additional tools here for you to use. We are still growing this research guide. So if there's anything particular that you may want to add to this guide, please feel free to email me. And let me put my email in the chat just in case so I won't remember, just I won't forget to give that to you. All right, 1 second. So it's just chope at monroecollege.edu for now. And I'll also provide you with the the library email as well. And the reason why I'm providing you with the library email as well, just in case the library email gets much more eyes on the email versus my email. Not saying I won't email you back. You'll just get a quicker response on the library email at monroecollege.edu. Okay, so going back to the library guide, and the first thing that we have that comes up on the guide is the library databases, which we'll go into in a few minutes. Just quickly so I can show you how to get there. But we have specific guides dedicated to allied health and nursing and health in general. And these are the databases that are dedicated to those subjects. And just to mention what a database is if you need to retrieve an article, scholarly, peer review, or popular, you can come to the databases instead of going to Google or going outside to an actual publication and paying for it. You can use the databases to retrieve your research. Okay, and we subscribe to ClinAll Plus full text. We subscribe to Consumer Health Database. We subscribe to Gale Health and Wellness, Gale One File Health and Medicine, Gale One File Nursing and Allied Health. We also have Peterson's, which is a test and career prep database as well. We also have the Healthcare Administration database. We have Health Source, which is nursing and academic edition, as well as Medline with full text, Discovery Research from Monroe, and Sage Journals. Now you notice like the last two, they don't really sound too health related, but they do have health aspects, especially the one that says Discovery Service for Monroe. Discovery Service from Monroe encompasses all of the databases that we subscribe to all in one. So if you just want a quick one-stop shop just to find something quickly, I would encourage you to use Discovery Search from Monroe, which we will get into in a little bit. Also here on the right-hand side, what I have for you is the information journals. And if you're looking for a certain publication, like JEMA or the Allied Health Journal, I'm just thinking of ones off the top of my head. If you're looking for a specific periodical or publication, you can use A to Z Link, which is now also known as Publication Finder, and you can browse by different disciplines just to search for publications specifically in regards to that. Okay. So I'm just touching on quickly on the research guide that you have available, just in case of anything that I have mentioned today you may not remember. Always go back to the library's webpage, monroeuniversity.libguides.com/health. And let me also put that in the chat. And you can always come back here to retrieve any type of information in regards to allied health. Okay. All right. Last thing that I'm gonna show you on this page is the library book catalog. I'm just gonna show you this quickly because, like I said, I'm not sure if any of you can ever get to campus, and I'll show you in a second as well how to retrieve any type of ebooks. But if you ever are on campus, we do have leisure reading in the campus libraries, so you're more than welcome to reach out to us. So if you just click on library book catalog, and the reason why book is in parentheses is because it is just focusing specifically on physical materials. Okay, so when you find ebooks, that's going to be more in the databases for our electronic resources, but for the library catalog, the library book catalog is just definitely just physical materials, as well as DVDs as well. I'm just going to put just for sake of time, I'm just going to put just a quick topic. When you're using the library book catalog, you want to be specific with your terms. So you're not going to write in long terms like how you would use the internet, use Google or so. you're going to write just specific terms like fatigue or stroke or telemedicine or anything like that. I will stick to just one term. And like I said, I'm just showing you just so you have an idea of what this library book catalog is. You may not necessarily use it. So you can always just browse to see what we have. Some of our books are also in St. Lucia, which has a very, very, very small library there. So we won't be able to get those books from St. Lucia. If you do come across a book that you may want, you can just let us know. We can try to order that for you. But you can look at the title of the book, and it could tell you if it's available, how many copies are in. You can also see where the branch is located, and what collection the book is located in. Usually the books that can be checked out will say circulation. Also, too, if the book is a physical book and you would like to pick it up, you can also request a hold, and you can place a hold for the book. You can just fill out all of the information that is here, and we will let you know when the book is ready for pickup. It doesn't matter what campus you can get to quickly. If you can get to New Rochelle, or if you can get to the Bronx, it doesn't matter what campus. Let's say if you can get to the Bronx, but the book is in New Rochelle, we'll just have the book sent to the Bronx from New Rochelle so you can pick it up, because we want to make it much easier for you. Okay. So that's just quickly the library book catalog. So let's go into the main meat and potatoes of this presentation, which is on My Monroe. Okay. So I'm just gonna go straight to My Monroe. And I already had logged in because there's so many passwords that I need to memorize. So I already logged in, and I'm pretty sure you all know your password to get into My Monroe. One thing I also want to mention with using My Monroe, please make sure where it says under your name, how you see how it says under my name, it says Shantae Hope and it says Bronx staff. Make sure under your name it says student, or it has to say student. Okay, unless you're a staff member as well. If it says anything else like alumni or member or any of that, you're not going to have access to the library resources component. Okay, so just check your My Monroe quickly, or if you already know that you see library resources, or if you're not sure, just make sure you go to your My Monroe, make sure that you have access to those library resources, and that your name, under your name, your status is student. Okay, and that will be best for you. If you don't have that, if your status says something else, please reach out to the help desk, and tell them, just say, please update my My Monroe status from whatever status it says student. Okay, so that's just one thing. Thanks so much for that. I'm putting that information because I was about to say I know the extension. So yes, please reach out as well. You can email them as well. I think it's IT help desk at Monroe College EDU. Please correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Okay. So we're going back to library resources. All right. And you click here. All right. Uh-oh. It logged me out. I guess it's not nice. All that time when I had it logged in, I should have known. Okay. Luckily I remembered. Okay. So anything on the library resources gadget is you can use, but any up-to-date information, please refer to the library webpage that I gave you earlier for any up-to-date information. Because like I said, we're in the process of updating a lot of the materials from college to university. So we're doing the same thing for My Monroe, because we're kind of doing it simultaneously in two places. So of course, the library resources on My Monroe is unfortunately the last bit. But what is up to date is the databases. So you should always come to the library resources gadget or icon on My Monroe for any of the databases. All right. And the reason why you come to use these databases on My Monroe is, one, you have to be validated that you're a Monroe University student, because these databases are not cheap. Okay, what I mean by not cheap, meaning each database, we subscribe to over 121 databases. So each database, depending on the vendor, can range from anywhere to $7,000 to $30,000. Okay, so that's why we encourage you to use these databases, because this is also coming with your tuition, and that's why we want to make sure that you are a Monroe University student so you can have access to these databases. Okay. And again, I have the description of what a database is, just in case if you missed it earlier. But a database includes articles from peer-reviewed articles in journals, magazines, newspapers. Some focus on specific disciplines, while others are generally concentrated. So I mentioned to you earlier the health databases that we subscribe to, while there are others that are multidisciplinary, just like how I mentioned with Discovery Service for Monroe. If you're ever unsure of what database to use, you can always look in the subject. I'm sorry. You can always look at the title of the database. Unfortunately, you can't see. If you hover over it, you can't see it now because I'm recording. But if you hover over the link, it'll give you a description of what that database contains. But let me just jump back to I'm back to the library resources page. If you ever need a description of what each database contains, you can click on library databases back on the library's webpage. And if you scroll down, it gives you more information about what the library database is. I think someone raised their hand. Okay. Excuse my connection is highly poor right now, so hopefully you can still hear me with no issues. Okay. So just in case if you need a description of any of the library databases, you can always come back to the library homepage and click on library databases, and then you scroll down and then it'll give you the complete list of databases. If you click on any of these the links here and you're on campus, they'll take you straight to the database. But if you're off campus, it's going to log you into My Monroe first, and then you'll be able to go straight to the database. So that's why I encourage you to just always go through My Monroe, because you're already validated to use My Monroe and access the databases without any issues. Okay. So that's just descriptions of the databases. So let's go back to My Monroe. All right. So, like how I mentioned earlier, the databases that you can use, they're all in alphabetical order. All right. And they're all here. So I have it here. So we have ClinAll, we have Consumer Health Plus. Okay. And we also have Gale Health and Wellness. So you can click on any one of these databases to help you. One of the databases I enjoy using, and I think it's a little bit on the user friendly side, is any of these databases that say Gale, okay, but specifically for health, okay. So let's say if we go to Gale Health and Wellness, okay, all right, and it'll bring you straight to this database, okay. In this database, like I said, this is just one database to use that you can use. But what I like to use, especially the Gale databases, because they're a little bit user friendly. Okay. And they're easy for you to take a look at because, for instance, right off the bat, they have these browse topics. So you can click on any one of these topics, and they're always updating, and they give you the information right off the bat. Okay, so they have information about what the topic is, and then straight, if you scroll down a little bit more, they give you the type of source that goes with that topic. So if you notice that this topic said new for antiseptics, so it's a little bit on the newer side. So the information may not be on too big, meaning that may not have a lot of publications or articles on it, but there's still a good number here. So we have with magazines, if you're looking for magazines articles, they have roughly 1,000. Any current news trends, they have over 1,000. When it comes to reference is more if you're using encyclopedias and dictionaries or any type of, sometimes it can be some scholarly information but not too much, but you can definitely use the reference as a tool. And then we have academic journals, which is our peer reviewed materials, our academic journals that you can definitely click on to help you find the article. Okay. And this is just all on this general topic. So you can just click on this, and then you can just scroll down and find an article that you may be interested in as well. All right. And the good thing about using using this database is, or any of the databases, is that one of the good things is that you can click on cite. So anytime you see cite and click on APA, the citation is available for you, because we know how important citations are. So you could just copy and paste this to your APA format. Another good thing is with this database, let's say if you want to take a piece to place it as an in-text citation for your reference, what you can do is highlight a section of the article, and what will come up is these color-coded like highlighters. So you can highlight whatever color you use, and then you could put good for introduction, and then click save. Okay. And then what it does is on the top right hand corner where it says highlights and notes, you can click on here and view all your highlights and notes. And it has all of the notes that you have used, that you have highlighted for that article. So it's good for you to start to outline and start to collect your research for when you do your research paper, so you can have it all in one from one article. Okay. And it doesn't save necessarily. I haven't tested it out yet, so I don't want to say if you log in with either Google or Microsoft on the top that you'll be able to save the notes. It's supposed to save, but if I were you, once I start doing highlights and notes, I would just keep doing it, and then I can just download it or print it out just to have it. Okay. In regards to this database. So I wasn't planning on showing you the database, but since we were here, I was just like, let me just roll with it. All right. I do want to also show you Discovery Service from Monroe. So I'm going to go back to my Monroe, and then I'm going to go to Discovery Service from Monroe, because it's just, like I said, a general database for you to use. This database will be changed, meaning that the user interface will be changed. So it's not going to look like this, but it's not going to be changed until the end of the semester. So you have a little bit of time. So that's why I'm just saying that, because there's a big message right here saying that it's going to be changed. So just quickly, using Discovery Service from Monroe, here is where you can start to do a little bit more in-depth search. Let's say if you already have a topic in mind and you have your terms in mind, you can start to type those terms in here. So let's say if we wanted to focus on telehealth, okay? Now you notice that I had put telehealth and then I put search. Let's say if I wanted to put telehealth and patient safety, we can click search. And then as you can see here, our results come up. And the reason why I put and I'm going to put and in capital letters, because and is a Boolean search. So you're telling Discovery Service from Monroe that I want to look for articles that mention telehealth and patient safety. Okay, so that's why it'll come up here, and we'll see the bolds of the titles of what we have entered into our search term. Okay, now I'm going to show you a quick trick while we're here. Okay, this is called, so I just showed you and with that is called a Boolean search, and I'm just going to type that in the chat so you understand what I'm saying in regards to Boolean and or not. So using Boolean searching is using the words and or not. All right. So another thing that you can do to narrow down your search, because even though 1,000 results is a good amount, we may want to take it, we may want to add more, or we may not, we put telehealth, but it may not be another word that we're looking for or something else that we're not exactly looking for. So especially with telehealth, what you can do is something called truncation. And truncation is taking a root of the word and adding an asterisk with it. okay, along with what you're looking for. So I'm just going to take off patient safety because we'll come back to that in a second. But if you look at tele and patient, okay, and then we click search, all right, so our results is going to go up more because we just put a root of the word. But if you notice how it comes up with telehealth, it comes up with, let's see what else comes up here. It should come up with other words. Let's see, telemedicine, as you can see here. All right, telehealth is mainly the main word, but we never think we have telescope, you know. So just taking the root of a word, not every word, but good portions of words that you can use to use that truncation. So I'm just giving you that tip. You may not use it. You can put in telehealth, you can put in teleservices, you can put in whatever you want, but it's just for you to branch out a little bit more, just in case if you're not sure of what terms that you may want to use, okay, in regards to that. All right, so just to keep with everybody's time, um, no problem. Just to keep with everybody's time, last thing I'm going to just show you is how to access our electronic books. Okay, and that's one thing that I am going to add on the research guide. So, how to get to our electronic books will be just straight on My Monroe. So, I'm going to go back to My Monroe databases. And we have two databases dedicated to ebooks. That is the ebook collection, and then that is Gale eBooks. Okay, so those are the two databases that you will focus on to get ebooks. So I'm just going to go to the Gale eBooks database because I love Gale. Very easy to use. And with this, when you search for books, how I had mentioned earlier in regards to searching for physical books, you want to do the same thing with the ebooks as well. You can be a little bit more complex with the terms, but I just want you to keep in mind to just think of general areas in regards to what you want to look for. So let's say if I wanted to put a, let's say if I wanted to put a patient care. Okay, and as you can see, other words come up. So a good thing about using the Gale ebooks, okay, is that they're going to pick out the chapter or the section of the book. All right, so you have access to the full book, but based on your search results, it's going to give you that exact chapter. So sometimes you may come across, um, research, and you may want to use a book or an encyclopedia. You don't have to use the entire material. If you read the whole book, that's great, but you don't necessarily have to use that. So you can, what Gale eBooks does for you, and also the ebook collection on EBSCOhost, they'll just pick out the piece that mentions what you may be looking for, and you can just look at that. Let's say if we wanted to look at tube feedings as an example, okay, and they'll just give you just even though you didn't mean, you may not have meant tube feedings, but maybe you thought about it. You can just click on the area, click on the link, and it'll just give you straight to where that section is. And a good thing also too, on the right hand side where it gives you the article contents or the piece of that ebook, it's always good to take down these terms, especially when you're doing some type of research. So just write down these terms just so you have an idea of what you're looking at. And if you're not sure if you want to keep looking at this piece, you can always go to the table of contents, and they'll have different pieces because we do have access to the full book. Even though we put in a certain section that we wanted to look at the book or an ebook related to that, you can always look at the table of contents because we do have access to that full book. Okay. All right, I think I covered everything. All right, and hopefully that recording was enough. So I'm going to stop the recording now so we can get into some questions. Hold on one